Transformers 96 here with another video review, this time of Transformers 2010 Mcdanolds Blackout. Okay, great. The Blackout figure, very nice. I have a couple more of these if you want to see them, and I'll show him with the rest at the end of this video. So, first of all, let's talk about Blackout himself. I thought it was very interesting that they made this guy a toy because he was in the first one, of course. The second one he was in, but he died in the first one. I don't know what they were doing, but he was kind of in the second one. He died in that one too, and they'll probably bring him back for the third. They don't really explain how he survived or what happened, so I thought that was a little bummer in the movie. But with the toy, I'm surprised that they made him because he isn't that much of a main character. He is a fantastic character, though. He is probably my favorite Decepticon in the first movie. Second, he definitely wasn't, but still, he's very cool. The paint on this guy is just fantastic. Really, I love this kind of bluish gray. It's really working for him, and it looks great. Got some black highlights all over, and his face sculpt is quite amazing. Great detail on his face. It's pretty amazing. I'd expect to see this in a toy. I mean, seriously, the face sculpt is fantastic. In a regular toy, I mean, like one that you buy. So the face sculpt is fantastic. Articulation, he has a 360 waist swivel, 360 shoulder swivel, and swivel head. But it is obviously blocked by these panels on him. So a pretty decent grid of articulation, I guess you can say. You can kind of get him in a pose, and his feet are already posed. One is out and one is in, just like I mentioned in my Megatron review. In every single toy, one of his feet is out and one of them's back to kind of give him that cool effect. So I'm really glad that they did that. That's very cool, and it's very nice. So paint, detail, fantastic. Now his accessory, it's this kind of like blade. What you're supposed to do is put it on his hand, kind of twist it up. You can probably hear that clicking. Okay, and then you just put it down, you press this purple button, and it'll kind of go to the side. Okay, then that didn't work as planned, but there we go, and it's really not sticking. There we go. Now let's try it. And it'll spin. It stops by the wall over here, but it still does some pretty good spinning. I think kids will really like that feature. I think it's really cool. I don't really have a need for it, and it being on his arm, I don't think it looks very nice. I really don't. It looks kind of cheesy with the ring on it. But what I do like, so if you want to store it, not in his arm, there's another place that I really didn't know about until I got this figure. And that is back here, up here. You can plug it in up there, and I actually like the way it looks. It's not so cheesy up here than when it was on the arm, and it looks cool. I wish the arm wasn't this kind of cannon-looking thing, but what are you going to do? You have to live with it, so I tend to display them kind of like this, where the arm's kind of going out, and it's kind of harder to see than if you were just like this. So yeah, so this is a pretty fantastic toy. I really love it. He's great. As I said, I really like this Decepticon. He's not my favorite in the other movies, but in the first one, I think he might have been my favorite. Very cool. I really liked him, so he's great. Okay, now to compare all of the toys that I have so far. I don't have them all, but these are just the ones that I have. Let's pan up there. I have all the Decepticons. Yes, I do. Extremely happy about that. Those were the three that I had to get. And Autobots, any extra Autobots that I get, they'd be okay, but I needed these guys at least. I needed Starscream and Blackout. I could have gone without the Megatron, but seeing this Megatron and his articulation, I'm really glad I have it. And I do have Optimus Prime. Those are it. I have those 4 out of 6, yeah, 6, 2 other Autobots, so I have a pretty decent, amount of them. They're pretty cool. I really love them all. And I will say this is probably going to be my last Transformers Mcdanolds 2010 review of these guys from this series. I don't think I'm going to get Ironhide or Bumblebee. You know, what are you going to do? They're still okay. Yeah, if I don't know, I might get them. No plans to at this point, though, but if something happens and I all of a sudden really want them or something, I'll buy them. So right now, I don't think I'm going to, but if something happens and I want them, I'll go and get them. So yeah. But these guys are all great together. As you can see, each one has a foot out and a foot in. It's kind of hard to see on Star Screen, but he has it too. They all have it, which is very cool. That neat effect of kind of walking towards you already kind of in a pose. All of them have great articulation, great posability, great sculpt, great paint. For Mcdanolds toys, you'd expect them to have paint blotches pretty much everywhere, but none on these guys. They're all perfect. Really no paint swatches, which is great. So yeah, so that is fantastic. Okay, on a side note, I don't know if I just posted the review of the Voyager Optimus Prime a couple hours ago from the Hunt of Decepticons, and just to explain why it kind of took me so long, just leave them out there to kind of explain. It was just because when I did the review of Optimus Prime, it ran 16 minutes. I really didn't notice it, and I went to put it on YouTube, and it was too long. It wouldn't let me put it in. And then but today, at least the day I'm filming this, I don't know if it's the day I posted it, but the day I'm filming this, they said that I can do more than 15 minutes. So that was fantastic, and I finally posted it. If you've seen it, so very cool. That's just to explain why I didn't post the Voyager Optimus Prime for so long. Okay, so there you go. Sorry about that little end Optimus Prime note. This was a Transformers review, so I thought it would be pretty good to put it in here instead of a different one. So that's my video review for Transformers Mcdanolds 2010 Blackout. Great toy, great series. They're all pretty great. Thanks for watching.